What's up, everybody? Welcome to PLD Projects. I'm your host, PLD, and I prepared this video to serve as an introduction to this world, this little slice of the YouTube universe that I own. I'll detail what you're going to find on this channel, what's coming. For what you're going to find, this is going to be my hub to talk about some of my favorite media, whether that be movies, that be music, that be television, that be books, be comic books, whatever's out there that I'm digesting. I'm going to try to give back to you in short form content, 5 to 15-minute videos detailing anything about a certain filmography, certain franchise, certain bibliography, any kind of ography you can think of. I want to do it in some kind of very organized fashion because I like to be complete as possible. So I've been developing a few ideas so far. I'll detail a few of those here. This is by no means a complete listing. I could be developing new shows as we speak, and you wouldn't even know. First of all, before I do that, though, I would like to thank Jake Yakoveta. He has developed my logo there, the first thing you saw, as well as a logo in the corner. I also like to thank John Mariano for developing the overlays to show which show you're on. The one you're seeing now is going to be my general show, my general catch-all. Could be trailer reactions, could be movie reviews, could be anything I want to talk about, but it doesn't fit any specific show. But there are some specific shows I have started to plan and develop ideas for. The first one we will talk about, PLD 1138. This is an exciting one for me. If you know me, I'm a big Star Wars fan. I've been a big Star Wars fan for as long as I can remember. The Empire Strikes Back is the first movie I can remember seeing in the theaters. And I love talking. I'm a positive person about it. So if you're looking for any kind of bashing, you're not going to find it here. You're going to find positivity. Doesn't mean uncritical positivity, but it'll be positivity. I'm going to detail current projects. I'm going to detail some news that comes through the week. I'm going to detail older material as well. That's going to be the basis for it. I'll go through it from starting from A New Hope and going forward chronologically. I'm going to look at everything I can from books, movies, TV shows. Probably not as much to do with the video games. I'll probably mention them, but I'm not much of an authority on that, so I can't really give you what you'd like to see about that. But otherwise, anything will go as far as Star Wars go. Hopefully, you'll join me on that. It's going to be a fun time for me and hopefully for you as well. Now, some other shows I'm developing. The Harris Stunts. If you follow me on Twitter at Paul_Denuzio, you know what this is. My favorite actor of all time is Ed Harris, and I watched his entire filmography, over 78 movies or so. And I want to watch them, and I'm going to detail exactly what went down during that watch along. Not as far as what I go, I'm not going to detail what I was doing sitting on the couch watching them, but I'll talk about the movies. I'll talk about his roles in them. I'll talk about why I love him, like I love him in a way. But also beyond that, this will serve as a springboard. After I complete the Harris Stunts, I will be doing other filmographies. Steven Spielberg, David Fincher, might do something like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Could be anything I want to talk about. Whatever I want to go into next, I'll go into. If you have any suggestions, I'm always open to suggestions. I already have some more in mind. But this should be a fun show to talk about these things. Maybe you'll learn something, maybe you won't. But either way, you'll hear me talk about something I love greatly. Beyond that, speaking of things I love greatly, another show I'm developing, PLD Views. That big V in the middle is what I'm talking about. V, the great 1980s sci-fi show. I'll talk about the miniseries. I'll be talking about the weekly series, the comic books, the novels, the reboot. And I'll bring up any news that has to come because Kenneth Johnson is trying to bring V into the movie theaters. We'll talk all about that as well. So if you know V, you'll love the show. There's not a lot out there on the show, so hopefully this could be a nice hub for that information to get out there. Hopefully you'll come along with me on that as well. What else do we got here? We have Mercurial Musings. This is going to be my Queen show. Freddie Mercury, Brian May, Roger Taylor, John Deacon, the greatest band of all time as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to talk about them. I'm going to talk about their songs, I'm going to talk about their albums, talk about their tours, talk about their collaborations. Anything has to do, I'm going to try to go in chronological order, like I said, and we'll detail maybe some clips. Maybe you'll learn a lot about my favorite band. Maybe not, who knows. And again, just like the Harris Stunts, this might lead somewhere else. Maybe I'll go to a different band next after that. I might go to Extreme, one of my other favorite bands. We'll see what happens as it goes. But that's going to be Mercurial Musings. Also, what do we got? We got, generally speaking, this is going to be my one long-form content type show. My co-host of this will be my friend Billy Belford. we will be talking to members of the Movie Trivia Schmoedown and Action Industries community. If you don't know what those are, I'll put in the links in the details below. You can click on that. Movie Trivia Schmoedown is a trivia show with a slice of wrestling and slice of UFC thrown in. It's a great time, I'll tell you. Action Industries serves the home of Ben Bateman and Andrew Guy, who I have been working with on a couple different projects here and there. We talk about action movies. They have their own show called The Action Guys. But what I'm talking about here is the community that have built up around them. I'm going to be interviewing fellow fans, see where they came from, how they got into it. We're also going to be talking about other current news of the day. That's why I'm going to call it an inter-news show. All three of us will talk about what's happening in the day, how they got into the Schmoedown, detail some of the live events they might have gone to, their stories with the Schmoedown community and the Action Industries community. It should be fun. If you know what I'm talking about, you'll love it. If you don't know, you should find out, because they've really become a family to a lot of people, and they're really a good community. But that's about it for now, I think. We've developed all the ones I've started to come up with. There's, I'm sure, going to be more. I love all sorts of sci-fi, fantasy, horror. I love comic books, like I said. And hopefully you'll just come along with me on this journey. And if you do like what you hear, click that like button, click that subscribe button. And if you don't, well, maybe it's not for you. I'm not going to beg. I'm not going to cajole you or tell you you're wrong for not liking it, but you are. Kidding. Anyway, either way, I hope to see you guys along on this journey with me. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you soon. Take care, guys.